Hello everyone, CD Racing here, and welcome back to episode 7 of our Dirt Rally 2 standard stage style rally career mode playthrough. Last episode out, we took our new car in the new season to a new location in Greece. First time there in our career mode, and a couple bumps and bruises, ended up getting the victory in our first race of the new season. And going into race 2, New England, USA, I thought home field advantage. This one's in the books. Easy rally, no notes. But a couple events.
2 right long.
Or incidents.
Opens long.
Or even some added flair.
Third. 6 left.
Transpired over the course of this weekend that definitely had me wondering, is home field advantage a real thing? Because as y'all will come to find out, this one was rough. But before we get into that, let's take a quick look at the championship standings, just in case you didn't watch episode 1. So, looking over, obviously first place in the first race has netted us a first place in the championship. Crazy to think about, right? But I gotta go over the championship every race. And I'm gonna scroll down here because in 13th place...
You serious?
Man, Jay King was right behind us in just about every single race our first season in the stage rallies, and now 13th in the new cars? What a bum. Anyways, besides my hatred for Jay King, I think I have hatred for the car, given how much damage we have coming out of Greece, almost $4,000 in repairs just to get this thing ready for the next stage. But we did unlock engine mapping too, meaning this thing is only going to get faster. Hopefully we can handle it, right? You know, you'd think that we could. Looking over the upgrades, quite a bit more expensive than the car we had last season, but I figured one of them has to be done. So let's go ahead and buy the cheapest one in the brakes durability. Going to be using brakes a lot, especially in New England. Tends to be pretty high speed for most of it, but let's see just how bad it could possibly be. Loading into the first stage, Fuller Mountain Descent, 4.13 miles with only 282 feet of elevation. Very flat rally, pretty common throughout the entire time here as we get some quick shots of the New England forest that we're going to be sending it through here in a little bit. Honestly, I love America, I really do, but this rally is not as scenic as some of the others. Sorry, had to say it. Looking over the weekend, 4.13 miles, 7.77 miles with 187 feet of elevation, 3.73 miles with less than 200 feet. We've got 3.79 miles with, again, 255 feet of elevation, 7.99 miles with 101 feet of elevation, and to wrap it up, 4.13 miles with 282 feet of elevation. So, very, very flat stages here. And although we tend to go with soft tires for these rallies, we do have a 4 mile into a 7 mile. Figure that the medium tires might be the move. We'll see what happens at the first stage with no commentary, of course.
Starts 30, 6 right of a crest long, tightens 4, into 5 left, into cut 5 right, opens long. Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 30, 6 right of a crest long, tightens 4, into 5 left, into cut 5 right, opens long, 30, 4 left long, opens 30, 4 left, and 5 left, extra long of a crest, tightens turn 3 left, opens, and 6 left, into 5 right, 30, 6 left long, 30, 4 right long, opens 30, 4 left long, opens 50, 5 left, 30, 5 right long, tightens 4, 80. Keep middle of a crest, big jump, to long crest, into 6 right, extra long, into 6 left, opens of a crest jump, 180, 6 right of a crest, jump, 120, keep middle of a crest, jump, 50, 4 left of a crest, extra long, tightens of a crest, 6 right of a crest long, 120, through narrow gate and turn 1 right. Opens through narrow gate, and turn 1 left. Opens 200. 4 right, extra long, opens 80. 3 left long, 100. 6 right, 120. 4 left long, opens 100. Flat right of a crest, 120. Keep left into don't cut, 4 right. 100. 6 right long, 50. 5 left long, don't cut. Slow 30. 6 right into turn unseen, hairpin left. Opens 6 long. 150. 6 left, opens 150. Caution, slow, don't cut, 6 left long, 30, turn unseen, hairpin right. 120. 6 right long, tightens 5. Into 4 left of a crest, jump. 100 of a crests. Finish into 4 left long, 50 to stop.
All right, so promising pace here in our first race. Only a 2.8 second victory over second place, who then himself had quite the gap to the following finishers. But looks like the pack is tightening up just a little bit there. That was decent pace from us. Still only 2 seconds.
We have a good chance of a win in that stage.
Good chance of a win indeed. Now, let's hope we can continue that consistency throughout the course of the weekend. Obviously, as you guys saw from the clips earlier, that does not happen. But we got to keep the mentality going. Looking over everyone's finishing position, 18th overall, only losing to a couple Group B vehicles and some NR4 cars. So if those are the guys we're losing to, we'll take it, because those things are quite rapid when you get them down. But we've got quite the marathon ahead of us, 7.77 miles. That's a pretty long stage, all things considered. So we're going to hope we can keep it locked in for this one. Let's see what happens.
30, 6 right of a crest long, tightens 4, into 5 left, into cut 5 right, opens long. Good luck.
All right, so as the lights get ready to go down, you know what we're looking out for. Nighttime here, listen to the calls, stay focused. Don't go for all-out pace, just make sure we finish, because we've got a long stage ahead of us. Starting here, relatively early speeds, a couple 6 into 4s into 5 lefts. So we're going to keep the speed up for the most part. Rocking here in 5th gear already, which is the highest gear we have. For those of you that don't know, this car is only a 5-speed. So if you see me in 5th gear, no, we're nearing as fast as this thing can go. And early goings here in 5th for most of it. Going to break down into 4th gear here, into this 3 left, make sure that we've got the car slowed down, just kind of throw it in here. And early goings, you see a little bit of sluggishness is how I guess I could describe it. Not 100% used to the car at this point, to be honest, and the calls as they were coming in were not rendering 100%. You'll notice in my driving style, some of these corners I'm not setting it up greatly, but locking in here, we got a 4 left long opens. So slow the car down, but we know it opens up, so we're going to stay foot to the floor and power out of it just like this. Watch the stage open up for us. And we've got a 5 right long, tightens 4, so we know we're going to have to slow down a little bit. We're probably going to go down to 4th gear here, unless it opens up just like that, which it does. We've got a big jump over 5, catch air. Not as much. Stay over the middle of the stage here. 6 left opens over crest jump, so we know it's going to open up for us. Foot to the floor through this tire section. Send it through this high-speed section. Another 6 into a crest jump. 120, so again, open stage in front of us. Absolutely sending it through the forest right now. Another jump in front of us into a 4 left Titans, so we are going to gradually slow the car down. Make sure we've got our line right for this 4 left long Titans. Once it's tightened, we know something's opened up, and we keep it pinned. Still in 5th gear here, but now we have a turn run white. 1 right, hard on the brakes, try to flick the car in because it's front wheel drive. Pretty decent execution from us, and another 1 left here as we slow the car down hard into 2nd gear and power out of it over 200. So quite the gap in calls in front of us. Now we've got an open track in front of us, or stage that is at 4 right, opens 80. So we're going to send it in here. 4s are usually high speed, and we know we get that opens call. We're going to keep it pinned the entire time. But the 3 left long is not going to be as nice to us. Make sure we slow the car down, slot it in for that corner right there, into 6 right, 120. So like I said earlier before this weekend started, very high-speed stages here in New England, and that is proving very true. We are towards the top of 5th gear for most of this stage and most of this weekend, as once again a 6 right into 120, just massive straight stage in front of us, minimal turning input, and now we've got a 4 left don't cut, so we know we've got the fence on the inside. Slow it down, send it over the corner, kind of ignoring the don't cut call. Didn't cut too bad, but we were lucky to come away with no damage. We got another 5 left don't cut, so slow it down, try not to get too close to the inside, and we've got a 6 right into unseen hairpin left, so hard on the brakes, hairpins are tight, slow it down, try to whip it around with the handbrake, and when we got our ankle power out of it, those scenarios in the front wheel drive cars, always a little bit of a pain. These things understeer bad, especially throwing it into those low speed corners, but we've got another high speed section right in front of us, 6 left into 150, so massive straight stage in front of us once again. Caution call comes into the 6 left because after 30 we have an unseen hairpin right, so we've made this 6 right here. We've got 30 meters to slow our car down. Slow down a little preemptively, we want to make sure we get it, throw the handbrake in to get that hairpin, and just like that we've got 120 into 6 right long, tightens 5. So again, very high-speed stages here, but now we've got forest around us. Is that going to mess with our peripherals and our vision and give us some sort of lack of confidence? So far, it doesn't look like it. We're just listening to the calls, throwing it around these calls. 4 left into tightens, 1 left, don't cut. So really want to make sure we get the car slowed down here, but don't touch the inside. Hard on the brakes into 2nd gear. There's that 1 left and don't cut because of the fails. Immediately into a turn right, into a 4 right into 6 left over crest. So massive changes in speed early going here, but we want to make sure that we remain focused for the majority of the stages. We are only a little over halfway done. I told you that this was a long one, guys, and sending it through the forest at the moment, really trusting the calls at the moment. It looks like we're navigating it decently well through this dense forest section. Another very tight corner at a junction here. A lot of connected back roads at the New England Rally. A lot of these roads connect with each other, and sections of the stage are the exact same sections of other stages, but they're all different in their own little way. It calls or creates some cool little memory connections. Sometimes you're driving the stages and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I've been here before. Try to highlight for that for y'all if we come across it at some point this weekend. But for now, you saw the gap, 24 seconds to J. King. Is that a return to form? We will see at the end of this stage, but early goings, he's nowhere near us as we swing wide just a little bit. Instant karma in the future, which goes to show you how powerful it is. Let's go ahead and focus on our own race instead of mocking J. Kings, because situations like that can ruin our weekend if there's boulder on the outside. Catching back up with the calls here, we've got a 4 left long, tightens 3 over junction, so make sure we slow the car down just a little bit to make sure that we get it ready for that 3. And look for that junction so that when the call is ended, and those markers right there will tell you, hey, don't go this way. That's not the way you're supposed to go. Ideally, the calls will tell you that. But as you've seen from me personally, sometimes that does not go so well. But again, catching up with the calls, we've got a 6 left, opens extra long. So a very long, pretty much not a corner. As you see, we're pretty much floored throughout the entirety of that corner, just chucking along here in 5th gear. And now we have a 4 left long past junction, opens 5 left extra long over crest 200. So we've got a 5 left in front of us that we know is going to open, but we have to make sure we hit that corner first. Into the 5 left right there, not a very hard one to catch. 5 right over crest, jump long tightens. So watch for the jump, you know it's going to tighten after it, so we're going to find our angle before we hit air. 5 left long over crest, make sure we slow it down enough, but we do not. And oh my goodness. Hard into a rock. You see smoke coming out of the car. That was a very hefty impact. Very fortunate the car is still running, but I would be shocked that there's not critical damage to the radiator and maybe the engine itself. Gonna go ahead and chuck along here. Opens 200, catching back up with the calls from our co-driver. We had to make sure that we get it there, and not much longer in the stage, so let's just hope that we can go ahead and wrap it up as we cross this very long bridge into hairpin left around bail. And as we learned from the last time we were here, it's the second bail that he's talking about, and send it into that first hairpin right there. We've got one little timing section left before we are done with this stage. We've got consecutive 5s in front of us, so I really doubt the 22-second gap is going to come down in this time, but we've got a water splash in front of us. Going to be a little bit harder the damage on the car. Downshift into 4th. Water sends the hood flying off the car, and now it's blocking our windshield, so I hit the brakes, get it off the car, power through right now. And as you can hear in the audio, that is not a glitch. The car is now much louder because the hood has flown off the car. Cool little detail that they added into Dirt Rally. But truth be told, I wish I never had to find that out. A lot of damage done to the vehicle right now. We are just going to send this poor thing to the end of the stage. Very high speed section in front of us. Slow it down for a 3 left. That had a massive cut call in front of it. Cut too much. understeer into the wall on the right side, and this has been a stage to forget. Very unforgiving. I told you guys going into this is a long stage, and if you lose focus for even a second, it takes one mistake, one mishap over the course of almost 8 miles to completely derail everything. And luckily, we didn't have a weekend-ending mistake, but we did have a very detrimental damage cost to the car. So, still a 20-second victory in the stage. People shaking their hands on the car, but if this were real life, we'd be saying, damn, this service stage is going to be intense.
Did really well in there. Could be a stage win.
Stage win? Yes. Really well? I don't know about that one. You guys saw the car looking pretty rough. Of course, winning the stage by about 20 seconds. Looking over the stage notes, we've got body damage, broken headlights, and wheel wobbling. And I'm sure that is not even the extent of it. Looking over the event times, decent lead going into the service station. So let's see how bad the repairs are. Might have to take a penalty. Might just have to whip out a bunch of cash to get this car fixed. Let's see what we're working with as we load into the Hancock Hill Sprint forward. 3.73 miles, only 190 feet of elevation, and, fun fact, a stage we know very well. So I knew going into this we have the option to get some time back here if the car still runs, because yikes. Damage to the radiator, gearbox, heavy bodywork damage, wheel geometry damage, and the lights are broken. It is still nighttime, so I thought, let's replace the lights. Let's go ahead and experiment with what we can fix and what we can't without getting a penalty. We're definitely going to fix the lights. We are racing at nighttime. We have to be able to see. You can only get so far with calls. And I'm debating at this current moment, is a 3-minute penalty worth it? No, it's not. Something is going to have to remain unfixed. But I don't want to not fix the radiator. An overheating engine will damage the engine, and that's going to be much worse. So let's go ahead and experiment with what we can and can't fix here. Wheel geometry might have to take a toll, because at this moment we can fix the radiator and the lights. And I deemed those to be the most important things. So using almost all of our time on the service station, a couple grand dished out to fix the car, and it is still far from perfect. But hey, that's rallying. Your mistakes cost you. Let's hope that we don't get completely screwed here. Quick recap of the stages in front of us. I saw they were both shorter. We're going to switch to the soft tires onto a stage that we know quite well and hope that we can make up some time.
Start 6 left, opens of a crest into 6 right, long of a crest. Good luck.
All right, so loading in here for a stage where we can hopefully make some time up. Let's see what happens as the lights go up, so do the revs. Get ready to drop them. Lights go down, dump the clutch, send the car forward into almost pitch darkness outside of our lights. Very dark here. Luckily, we are somewhat familiar with this stage in its reverse format, so we have a much better idea of what we're doing compared to some of the other ones that we don't necessarily have memorized or even familiar with. Going into this downhill section, going to be some slowing down into a 3 right, don't cut. You see those rocks on the inside, which is why we are told not to cut. And we have another 3 left into a 2 right, very long. So slowing the car down much harder on the downhill section. You're going to see me get on the brakes a little bit earlier than usual. Just hug it around there in 3rd gear. Down into 4th for just, or up into 4th for just a second. We're going to keep it there powering out because we know this section's going to open up for us just a little bit. We've got to keep middle over 150 into 4 left, narrow. So watch our speed going in here. Can't afford to swing out too much. You're going to see us hit the brakes going into it and then send it around this corner. Might have been a crush call that I did not hear there because I wasn't expecting it to raise up like that. But early in the stage, already a 5-second lead. As you can see on the screen at the moment, we really are sending it through this section at the moment. A lot of momentum in front of us. We've got a 4 left into 150. Throw it around the 4 left. Keep a pin for the 150. And we've got a 4 right into 6 left 30. Turn unseen 1 right. So 6 left is deceiving. You want to slow down for the 1. Swing it around that hairbill just like that. A lot of understeer on the exit. Tried to get on the gas too early, and we're going to try and get back on the middle of the stage here into the square left around the bail. Send it just like that. And another 1 left. 1 left, square left. Honestly, you take them the exact same way. I'm not going to lie. If someone's going to sit here and tell you that treat those differently, it's very situational. It's honestly all in. It all depends on the call after the call you hear. So for here, it's technically 2 separate 1 rights, but it's over a junction. They're a little spaced out, so you kind of treat it like 1 sweeping corner just like that. And now with the hairpin left, slow the car down, get it into 2nd this time because we know it's going to open up for us, so we're going to keep speed. And just like that, power out early, much like track racing. Keeping it over this middle section here, we're going to send it around this corner that's going to dip right in front of us. And we've got a 6 right, slow 50, turn right, or turn left, hairpin left. That is, again, always about the call that comes after. If we had kept our momentum up like we had just heard a 6 call, we would not have slowed down for the hairpin. But thinking ahead, allowing us to maintain very good momentum over the course of the stage. And you'll notice only 2.5 minutes in, we are further than halfway done. This is a very, very quick stage. Familiarity definitely playing a big part, but it's also a rather high speed one for how short it is. So you'll see right here, we're going to get to the very top of 5th gear, bringing out this little R2 car, pushing it to the absolute limits of its top speed. Turn 1 right, slow down hard. Didn't judge our distance correctly. We had to get back on the gas just for a few seconds to not waste time, and then slowly get around that corner, charge up the hill for a 5 left into 6 left 50. So slow down, speed up, listen to the calls, allow the car to just follow the flow of the track as well as possible, and keep your momentum according to the track in front of you. Shout out to the co-driver, obviously, 4 right over this very, very blind section. Trust the call, know when it's going to open up for you. Crest into 6 long. There's the crest. There's a 6 left. And right about here, it tightens 4. Send it in there early. We've got to jump into this downhill section over 80, turn 3 right, so hard on the brakes. Throw the car in for that 3 right. We know it's going to be okay. We've got a 4 left over crest jump, so angle your car before you take off so you don't hit that wall on the outside, just like that. 6 left into crest, 5 right. There's first jump. Got another mini one right there, and keep middle over crest, 50 over, finish, cut 6 left long. You might ask yourself, why do we continue to receive calls even when the finish comes in? For situations like this, when you cross that finish line going super, super fast, you need to know what's in front of you so you don't accidentally, nobody wants to crash after you've won, especially when we have more stages to go. So that's why sometimes you'll hear calls come in after the finish call, but we wanted to make time up, and that's exactly what we did, because we know going into this next service station, we are going to have a lot of repairs to do, and we actually finished 6th overall. First in our group, 6th overall. Absolutely hauling. The only people we lost to were some Group B cars. We're not going to catch them. That's not going to happen. But what we can catch is another victory if we continue up stages just like that. Loading into the 4th stage of the weekend. Tolt Valley Sprint Forward, 3.79 miles. Again, another short stage. Not as familiar with this one, but we're going to hope that because we have such a great lead that we can keep moderate pace and just coast to the end.
6 left long, 100. Good luck.
All right, so let's hope that we can have another good stage in front of us. Class leader, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. We know that we want to beat that by a decent margin if we want to ensure success in this next service stage. So launching the car early. Back in the daylight, thankfully, we can see the track in front of us. Of course, we're not going to crash.
15, slow 5 right.
We've got a slow 5 right.
40, turn very tight hairpin right.
Tight, very hairpin right. So I heard tight. Thought, let's take a tight line through here. Cut it as early as we can.
Turn
and
very tight hairpin
got
left.
stuck on a bush.
Don't
lost
cut.
a lot of momentum there. You'll see that black screen on the left kind of inched away from us. That is the
120.
time of the class leader. For those of you that don't know, left hand side of the screen. You'll see 2
6
dots
right.
along this little straight
Opens
line
of a
towards the
crest,
finish. The black one
50.
is obviously the current fastest time. We want to be in front of that one. And we have the perfect
Keep middle of a
opportunity to
big
do so
jump,
right here.
50.
Keep middle over big jump 50.
Crest,
Big jump
and
it is
6 left
indeed.
of a
We're gonna
jump.
catch air, continue the straight line section, keep the pedals
keep right over
absolute
100,
pedal as
80,
another massive
over long
jump presents
crest.
itself in front of us. Make sure we angle correctly. and
Caution,
keep our pedals in
turn
pedal.
unseen.
Caution, turn
3
unseen,
right.
3 right. Make sure we get the car slowed
4
down as well as
left.
we can, but we might have some trouble.
Opens long.
And oh my goodness, for the second time this weekend,
We have found ourselves committing a mistake to send us down the order. Now, hopefully that collision with the sign, not as dramatic as a collision with a rock as we did in the second stage, but if you look in the top right-hand
6
side of your
right.
screen, we are
150.
dropping down the timing sheet. 7-second difference is enough to put us in 17th place. Very tight-knit pack towards the beginning of the stage. Let's see if we can catch back up as we're still in the high-speed sections here. Hopefully confidence in the calls and confidence in the car through these high-speed sections will get us our time back as we have caution 4 left over crest. Now, why is that a caution? Because that 4 came very quickly, pause. But we have another 6 left into keep right over jump. So these keep right calls, very important here. See what happens as I say in the middle of the track, I'm immediately thrown to the left as soon as I land because the track changed while I was in the air. When those keep left or keep right calls come in, they're very important to set you up as well as possible for the continuation of the stage. So here in front of us, we've got a 3 right tightens. We're going to slow the car down more than you'd think because as soon as you think you've got that line for the corner, it tightens just right there. Had a good line to kind of stay straight through it, and we're going to pick speed back up again. 5 right tightens. So again, find your initial turn in, and it's going to tighten just a little bit throughout the corner. It's not going to be dramatic every time, but those little adjustments will net you time. As you see through that high-speed section, right back up with the class leader. Gained almost 7 seconds in a single session, and we are still hauling through the section right now. Top of 5th gear, Titans 3 coming in front of us, so slow the car down. Little bit of unsettle on her braking. You see me fighting the car as I'm hard on the brakes, but we've got it right now at the moment. Tightens bridge long, so slow the car down, almost hit the bridge on the outside, keeping decent momentum here as we continue to chug along here. Keep middle over long crest into jump. So high speed section, we are going to continue to keep it forward almost this entire stage. This might be one of the fastest stages in the game, if I'm being completely honest. That's a huge jump in front of us. Did not hear the turn call over the jump, and you see what I was just talking about. When you don't adjust your angle over the turn, you can have some sketchy landings just like that. Slow it down one more time for a very tight hairpin, and the stage is going to open us up for us. And something to highlight over this next section, and the entire time we're here at New England, you don't hear the bad camber call come in much in this game, and let alone in New England. But take a look at the stage. Notice how every now and then we have a corner that is a left turn, but the angle of the track is a little bit of the opposite direction. If you ever seen the understeering in any of these stages, and this is in any stage, as we had quite a nice slowing down there, sent it into that 2 right there, not to toot my own horn, but take a look at the gradients and the angle at which some of these corners are. Right there, that was a left turn that leaned left. Right here, it's a right turn that leans right. But look for the occasions when it doesn't. When you see the car understeer dramatically, it's going to happen a lot. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because there may or may not be a crash later in this video where that played a minor play in it. Not completely omitting fault from myself and ignoring the calls, as you see us struggle to get the cars turned in there.
Could be a stage win.
It's so many things you have to keep track of in rally. The gradient of the stage, the calls in front of you, the condition of the stage, so many factors. And when you fail to realize one of those factors over the course of a stage, that's when you really get into trouble. That's when you have the moments where you send it off the track into a rock or misjudge a hairpin call. And only when you get all of those factors right are when you really keep decent pace through a stage, let alone set some sort of mind-boggling time. Just finishing the stage is kind of the harder part. Once you have the ability to finish a stage, and I mean finish a stage at some sort of respectable pace, as you know, in the background here, I'm just going to fix what I can. I won't touch on that too much, but to finish my point here, the hardest part about getting into rally isn't understanding the calls. It's not getting used to the car. And this might be a hot take, but just finishing the stage is the hardest part. Only when you can finish a stage consistently with decent pace should you even think about sending it as fast as possible. Much like many things in life, you got to walk before you run. You got to finish first in order to finish first. You know what I mean? So let's keep that in mind as we go ahead and wrap up his championship. Nothing crazy, no stupid mishaps. One more stage, kind of in the dark. This is probably about early morning. Let's see if we can lock in here for another very, very long stage. As the lights go up, so do the revs. And as they go down, drop the clutch, launch the car. A little bit of a slow start up this hill. We're going to see how we go. 6 left over crest, into 6 right long over crest. Find your initial turn-in angle, another 6 left in front of us, into 6 right long. So very, very sweeping section set out in front of us here. And remember what I said earlier this weekend, sometimes these courses will start to look similar. Does this course look similar to you? It should. We raced this earlier. This is the continuation of a stage that we started earlier. It'll start to make more sense here in a little bit with some more defining notes. But doing what we've done before, 2 right long here, understeering into it, grab some handbrake to kick the rear end out and allow us to reposition ourselves as far as the front tires are concerned, because for those of you that have forgotten, this car is front-wheel drive. I drive it accordingly. I'm constantly throwing the car in to negate understeer. And we're going to continue with that here as we have a very quick set of sweeping corners in front of us. Keep it in the middle of the stage and kind of turn the corners into a straight line. Send it into the 4 left over crest. Watch the wall on the outside and power out as early as possible. Now, we've got a 5 left into a 6 right, so keep it forward. Send it in for the 5 left, pin it over the 6 right, which really isn't even a corner, and flick it around that corner right there. Keeping fantastic pace at the moment as we are now already about 3 seconds ahead of the competition, so we're going to continue chugging along. 4 right into 6 left, slow 6, there is slow 30 into unseen 1 right, so hard on the brakes into this 1 right. Grab a fistful of handbrake as you see massive understeer there. Once again, getting on the power a bit too early in that section is going to lose us some time. We've got another very tight turn in front of us. Grab the handbrake, throw the car in, and power out as early as we can. And we're going to have to do it a couple more times here. One more time, into the 1 right. Throw the car in. Try to keep more of a racing line that time, and it definitely appeared faster than grabbing the handbrake, so we will try to note that through these consecutive corners we have in front of us right here. Watch the approach as we get ready. send it right here over the double junction. There's one, there's two. You see the marker boards in front of us, and now we have a 6 left into hairpin left. So watch our speed here, slow down hard into 6th gear, grab the handbrake to angle the car, and then power out accordingly. Just like clockwork at this point. We knew we had to lock in for this stage, and in this moment, I was very locked in. This is a stage I was familiar with, started off great, and maybe for the rest, once we get to a little bit more uncommon territory, we can really just lock in, make sure that we don't do anything crazy and finish the stage. But obviously, we have to see when we get there. Try to attempt a Scandinavian flick, but very, very poor execution. Flicked it way too late, too much speed, understeered, almost off into the distance, and we lost quite a bit of time there. Now powering back out over to the section that we know. We've got a 4 left tightens into 200. So watch your approach. We know it's going to tighten, and then power out when you know we've made it. 200 means we're going to be floored for a second, so just lock in. Maybe take a breather, collect yourself, because we know coming up we've got a 1 right very, very suddenly. Here's that call right here. Slow tightens, or slow unseens 1 right. Again, trying to get our braking as efficient as possible. Slowing down way too much. Having to hit the gas in between braking, not something you want to do, but we're going to power up this hill one more time. Find your slot, find your line, listen for the calls in front of us. Even though we know this track, listening to calls is always a good idea, because sometimes you can get a little overconfident. You're not going to remember everything 100%, so we've got the crest into 4 right long. Just find your line here, keep it in 5th, power out early. These high-speed sections in the front-wheel drive cars kind of feel more like track racing than rally, and you're able to keep like a genuine racing line. Just watch your understeering, you'll be okay. We've got the downhill into the 3 right, throw it in once again. Narrow 4 left over crest jump, so watch your angle before we take off here, just like this. Make sure we don't hit that wall on the outside. We've got a 6 left into double jump, cut 5 right, so 1 jump, 2 jump, cut for the 5 right, get a little bit of our wheels off the stage here, just like that, and keeping momentum up as much as we can here. You see we're at the very top of 5th gear. It's the absolute top speed of this car. We are going to abuse it as much as we can, sending it through the forest at the moment. We've got a slow 5 right into tight hairpin right, so watch our speed just a little bit there. We see the markers in front of us, and struggle to get the car turned in one more time. And I spoke to you guys earlier about remembering the continuation of stages. Anyone else remember consecutive hairpins like this? Maybe not, because I didn't take them as poorly last time, but look in front of us here. You're going to see a very high-speed section with 2 pretty distinct jumps. Here's 1, keep middle over big jump 50. So 5th gear, foot to the floor, gain massive air, middle of the track there. And the 6th leftover jump means we're going to angle just a little bit, or we should. A little sketchy on the landing there, able to keep it out of the wall. And we've got a caution turn, unseen 3 right. So slow the car down, mind it. We're going to slow it down a bit more, because that's where we sent it off the track last time out, but power out of it early, keeping much more speed, and it looks like we have a great advantage over the pack behind us at the moment. We're going to see as we cross this timing line in front of us, the gap to the leader is 20 seconds at this current moment. So just like I predicted, at the end of the stage that we were very familiar with, we would be up and we could coast, but I said, hey, you know what? I want redemption on this stage. We've been here before, let's send it. And as you can see, almost nearing the top of 5th gear in this section. Gonna love tap the brakes going into this left turn right here, into a 4 left, open 6. So find your initial angle and power out early. It's exactly what we do. And we have a very high-speed section in front of us. Let's see how we navigate it. So keep right over crest 30. We'll kind of work our way over to the right-hand side of the track. Sets us up perfectly for this section right here. Turn some corners into a straight line. Send it early over the crest. You see us turn in right at the end there. And we've got a 3 right tightens coming up. So hard on the brakes into 4th gear. We know it's going to tighten, so we'll actually downshift into 3rd, fighting understeer just a little bit. We keep it on the stage into a 4 left and up 5 seconds in just that section. I told y'all, in these high-speed sections, I don't know if the AI has trouble with the front-wheel drive cars, or this particular difficulty just kind of neuters themselves in the high-speed sections, because whenever we get it right at speed, our times shoot up compared to the competition, as once again just sending it through these forests. We're at the top of 5th for what feels like most of this stage, as we got a 6 left tightens 3. So as soon as I say we're going to be at the top of 5th, slow the car down just a little bit into 3rd gear, into 4 right, tightens over bridge long. So slow the car down. Don't want to hit the bridge. Oh, okay, well, definitely hit the bridge there. He said narrow. I did not think it was barely fit the car narrow, but that is on me. Always got to show more caution than you'd think, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Coming towards the end of this stage here, we have just 1 little jump in front of us. And a little bit of miscommunication once again landing right there. See a very sketchy landing, and to slow it down for a tight hairpin left, throw it around. Losing a lot of speed there, almost hitting the wall on the outside. You see understeering in the low speed sections. Just because our car is faster than last season's does not mean that we're still going to share the same, or we're not going to share the same struggles of front-wheel drive rally cars. Low speed sections, especially tight turns, understeer is always going to be a problem. A little bit overzealous sticking to the inside of the stage there as we come towards the end. 6 right over 80, turn unseen 2 right. So watch our speed coming into this section, but we see it's uphill. We're going to flick it in, power out when we know we've made it, just like that. 150 into 5 left over crest, 30. Watch our speed. We know we've got open stage in front of us. We're going to keep it pinned. We see the finish board, know that we're almost done with our second marathon of the weekend, and just like this, over the crest one more time, over the finish one more time, in a 30-second victory. That is what we wanted to see. Over the course of a long stage, there's more time to make up or more time to lose. And a 30-second victory is exactly what we needed. Now, is the car going to run for the rest of the weekend? Let's hope, because as you can see, it's seen better days. But, you know, honestly, all those extra gaps on the hood, that's just extra cooling. That's all planned. Don't want the car to overheat. 100% calculated. Trust me. But all jokes aside, leading the rally by a decent margin at this point as we load into stage 6, Fuller Mountain Ascent, last stage of the weekend. All we have to do is keep the car on track and avoid minimal or stupid errors, and we will be victorious.
Good luck.
All right, one last stage, class leader at a 332.6. We can beat that one more time for the weekend. Lights go down, dump the clutch, launch the car into second gear already, into third already. Very close geared most rally cars are. You don't need to go 200 miles an hour on a rally car, so you'll see most of them being geared very short, topping out around 130, 140 miles an hour at the absolute max, because there's no need for anything more. Now we're going to slow the car down into a very, very tight corner. And again, in the front-wheel drive cars, a little bit of a challenge, but now we have a 6 right into 130. So most likely going to be challenging our top speed over this section. Another 6 right into keep right over 200. So we are most definitely going to keep a lot of speed over the course of this next section. Keep right is what the co-driver said, so we're going to think about doing it. But now that we've got a 4 right, adjust our angle. Try to send it in early, but don't. And then under braking, you see the car fighting with us. Slow it down as best as we can into a 1 right, and then watch the track in front of us. Powering out again into a high-speed section. We've got a 6 left over crest, 80. So we know eventually we're going to send it around there. We heard it to 6 left, so we're thinking, let's just send it in here. That's exactly what we do. And a don't cut 5 left over crest. Now, I mistook this for a 6, and
6 left.
absolutely nailed it is exactly what I did. You guys know I started the Colin McRae tribute series on this channel, and I figured let's just keep it going. Barrel roll to keep going in the stage. Now, obviously, that was not intentional, but very lucky to come away with a car that still runs, and at this time in recording, did not feel much worse at all. The wheel still felt tight. It was not wobbling at all, and I promise you, we have hardcore damage turned on. So this little egg is just an absolute trooper, it would appear. Now, obviously, we have probably sustained quite a bit of damage. You see the window to my left and the windshield, massive cracks in both of them. We just want to get to the end of the stage as quickly as possible. We've got a 1 right in front of us. Slow the car down, flick it in, and send it through. That's a Scandi flick in a front-wheel drive. One more time into the low-speed sections. We got a 1 left in front of us. Power out of it through this narrow gate. 6 left over dip. As our co-driver likes to say, send it through this section right here. Here's the dip. Going to keep it into a 5 right, extra long. So find your initial angle and be ready to hold it for a couple seconds. It's going to open up for us over 50. Keep flat middle over crest. So middle over crest, keep it flat is exactly what we do. We've got to jump into 120, so a very high speed section, sending it through these forests right now. 5 right, so we're going to give just a little bit of let off here, but we're going to continue to floor into the 6 left, keeping incredible speed through this section right here. And you'll see our process on the left-hand side soaring away from the current class leader. Every time we're in these high-speed sections, the AI just does not know what to do, slowing it down decently well enough back into the actual technical sections. And even after flipping the car, 1.6 second gap to the class leader. Truth be told, we didn't lose that much time flipping the car, so this is a genuine show-out in performance from the AI in this stage in particular. Very, very close to us early goings here. We've got a 6 right into slow 6 left, into 6 right long, tightens turn 3 long. That's why we got the caution call. That's why the slow call came in, because this 3 right here, we got to watch out for it. Send it in here. A little bit of understeer, these off-camber corners as I was talking about. Not bad going in there, but on the turn-in, the stage was more flat. instead of turned in, and it's going to understeer a little bit like it usually does. 5 left is very long. Watch for it right here. Tightens 4 cut. So in this corner up here, let's see if we go ahead and listen to the cut call. Send it through here. Yes, we do. Cutting on the inside of the stage. 5 right into 5 left. Don't cut into finish. And that is just a 0.5 second victory over our rivals in that stage. Besides flipping the car, that was not a bad stage from us. So it looks like the AI finally got it together towards the end there.
The event win is in the bag.
And the event win is in the bag. But I have a scary feeling that most of our bag will be spent on pairing this car. A lot of notes to get into going over the end of this race, but we did come away with the victory. Look at the stage times. And that is a victory. That poor car. That looks like Rocky at the end of the first movie. I mean, he won, but at what cost? So another 30 points netted to us in a 6-race championship, I believe. $88,000 netted to the team. That's a big chunk of change. Definitely still coming away positive even after fixing the damages to the car for sure. And unlocking engine mapping 3. Do we need to go faster? Maybe not. Quite a few mistakes made this weekend, but we won in Greece. We won in New England, and moving on, next weekend, we are back in Wales. Hopefully not nearly as eventful as last time out, but as you can see, still first in the championship, and that is all we can ask for. And now it is time to say thank you so much for tuning in, guys. As always, really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching the videos. I hope you're enjoying the series. I hope you're enjoying the new car. And like I said, it's looking like we're going to win this championship, and it's never too early to tell me what car you guys want to see next season. So if anything comes to your mind, let me know. I'm glad y'all have been enjoying this. Of course, make sure to heel toe that like and subscribe combo. And a little tidbit, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but these episodes are just as long, if not a little bit shorter than the first season, despite the fact that there are 2 more stages per episode. Just goes to show you just how much faster the current cars we are in now, and I promise you the growth is exponential. It's only going to get faster, and if that's something that you guys like to hear, make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned for later episodes, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I will catch y'all in the next one.